Minister has spoken, and I always expect him to speak like that only. But he knows that how we are going to respond and what we are going to say. So even the silence would make it sensible enough to give him a befitting reply. No arrest happens anywhere, only in Kerala. Central agencies work as per the law. Corruption is there everywhere except in BJP. He has set a model now. In Kerala, lakhs of rupees were found in money heist between BJP leaders. The money which was sent for election was actually snatched by one section of BJP. Lakhs of rupees. No action from ED. No action. And now he says that the Enforcement Directorate and central agencies are working in an upright fashion. I don't think even Somandas would agree to that. Anyway, I don't want to go much into it. The only thing that is missing in his delivery is that of Mr. Virendra Kumar. What was Virendra Kumar? What did he stand for? What was his ideology? That was something that was missing in all, I would say, the fireworks which he did here. I would just briefly, 2-3 minutes, though I am technically the presiding officer, the organizers are sitting below and dictating terms. So they have told me that, see, the keynote speaker will speak, then others will join him. 5-6 minutes, that's the modus operandi that has been planned. And I would just take 2-3 minutes because I need to do justice to the thoughts of memory of Mr. Virendra Kumar. See, Shri Virendra Kumar, whatever Mr. Muralidharan has spoken is absolutely against the memory of Mr. Virendra. Virendra Kumar never treaded in a path which has been manifested in many forms by Mr. Muralidharan. He was a true socialist and a secularist. He never compromised with his ideals. Now, of course, the number of socialists and their influence or the leftists must have shrunk. But the ideas and thoughts he emanated reverberate intensely even now. And I'm sure that the ideas put across by Mr. Virendra Kumar would remain alive. And many of his books, Mr. Ashokan was very candid when he spoke about a couple of his books. But he missed out the crucial books of Mr. Virendra Kumar. That has a contextual importance with regard to the topic which he picked up. He wrote a beautiful book about Vivekananda Swami, Vivekananda monk and the man. And I would just quote what he said. He quoted Vivekananda. They ask for food, we give them stones. It's an insult to those people if we give religion to those who are living in poverty. It's an invasion of his dignity that instead of saving him from penury, we feed them with religious suktas. The strength of Mr. Narendra Modi that has been spoken by Mr. Muralidharan is purely based on the communal bomb without the polarization. What is BJP? We talk about the majority, that's a technical majority. What about the moral majority that is needed? 20 crores people do not have a representation in executive, legislature. Where do they have a representation? Now, another book of Mr. Virendra Kumar, that is translated as Sorrow of Raman. Gods or religion do not have any part to play in our sorrows or miseries. Our inability to think, coupled with superstitions and exploitation in the name of religion and gods, is the biggest political hypocrisy that is roaring. That is what Mr. Virendra Umar said. Is that what we heard little ago? In the same book he says, the demolition of Babri Masjid has not only pained the Muslim, it has dented the faith in judiciary and devastated a culture that formed India. That is what Mr. Virendra Umar said. Shri Virendra Umar firmly believes that India as a nation can remain intact only by protecting the diverse socio-cultural, linguistic and religious character. India doesn't survive on military might or modern weapons, but on the unity of its citizens. We should remember that India and Pakistan were formed first in the hearts of few people, and only after this the geographical reality of the division manifested. I am quoting from his book, Raman's Sorrow, page number 52. This is late Sri Virendra Umar. This is the sum and substance of Virendra Umar. This is actually the challenge of Indian democracy. What he spoke and what he wrote. This should be staring at us. And let us compare what he spoke and wrote with the happenings that is around us. That's all what I need to say in my so-called presidential notings. And I would conclude. Thank you very much.